You can now wrestle inside the game. Well, let's say it's the last minute of the game and you're on the sideline being pushed and you want to waste a little more time. You can hold the LT L2 button and flick your left stick back and your player will start wrestling and shield pushbacking. This animation triggers where your player completely starts brawling with the opponent in the attempt to keep the ball longer. Penalties are unsavable this year. In FC24, you have to guess from 5 different locations instead of 3. So if your opponent shoots the left side, he's still gonna score in the bottom left or the top left, even if you guessed right. So if you save a penalty this year, consider yourself a god. You can perform an outside foot pass this year. Just like last year you used to perform outside foot shots, outside foot pass is in the game. Just hold LT L2 and you will see your players passing with the outside of the foot. Just remember, your player will not do this if they don't have the Trivela playstyle. So do check that in their player details section.
Messi, Ankara, Messi, Ankara, Messi.
And yes, you can do this in the game. When you have a couple of players in front of you and you have to take multiple touches to avoid them, press the R1 button and start walking with your left stick. Your players will take too many touches and avoid people in front of you. This is called the effort touch, or you can also call it the Ankara Messi touch, and it is super easy to dodge defenders with it. Let's say you're facing the goal and you load up a power shot, but now you have changed your mind. You want to score a chip shot or a finesse shot. Well, you can just hold the LB-L1 and it will convert into a power shot chip shot, and if you press the finesse shot button, it will convert into a power shot finesse shot. So you cancel the power shot and change it into different type of shots this year in the middle of the animation. The first new skill move I'll show you today is the ball roll drag. Hold L1 and flick your right stick forward and then left, and you'll see your player change direction in a flash. It is very good to change direction and is much better than the Magidi or the Berber spin that you've been using. The flare nutmegs of FIFA 21 are back. If you hold L1 and R1, if you flick your right stick forward towards the defender, your player will completely destroy the opponent's career by nutmegging him. I remember this feature was so good back in FIFA 21 and it is back in the game. You can do the Messi celebration in the game. Yes, the same celebration he did it in the World Cup, you can do that in the game now. The sliding pass. This is not in our control and will happen automatically, but you will see players going an extra mile stretching their body to recover the ball even while sliding, and they'll pass the ball while sliding. This will happen when the ball is out of the reach of the player and they'll try their best to reach it as much as possible. Last year, Vinicius Jr. scored a goal like this, where you didn't even know when he released the ball. Vinny does this a lot, by the way, and this is called the quick release shot. When you go close to the goalkeeper, just tap your shoot button and your player will just dink the ball under the goalkeeper, and you don't even know when you take a shot with this animation. It is super powerful. Try to use the precision pass this year. So if you press the RB button this year, you can put a precision pass exactly where you want, perfectly where you want. Just look at this white circle on the screen. This is where your pass will land. So use your left stick and press the RB button to put the ball exactly where you want. It is quite powerful and I'll recommend you use it. Do try to perform the new Trickster flicks. The new Trickster flicks are performed by players who have the Trickster playstyle, which looks like this in their player details section. They look absolutely cooked, man. The animations look fire. And here are some controls on how to perform the new Trickster flicks. Do you remember when Messi didn't even touch the ball and players used to fall in front of him? This is called the orbit dribble, and you can do this year. Hold LT L2 and your players will move around the ball and do the orbit dribble to dodge players with your body movements. When you have a defender in front of you, press the LT L2 button and press the pass button, and you're gonna dodge him like he's not even there. This is the new Swerve on demand feature, and when you press LT L2, your ball will take a swerve around the defender and still reach the target. It is quite useful and you should try it. You can also do it with lob passes. So LT L2 plus the X, that's a Swerve on demand on-demand lob pass. Use the new controlled sprinting mechanic. Often when we are one-on-one with the goalkeeper, we just rush into the goalkeeper because we are overthinking whether to take the shot or not. Press the R1 button with your left stick and your player will start running slowly to give you a moment to think when to release the shot and when to hold it back. The best merchandise design is finally ready. Grab the Haaland t-shirt from the store. We do have some limited stock for now, but we are trying our best to restore it. Grab it from the description below. You can create a certain type of scenario inside Practice Arena. Let's say if you missed an easy goal, you can create the same situation by spawning players from the top. You can see the players are standing up there. You can spawn them one by one and create the exact same situation and keep practicing until you get it right. Here are some playstyle recommendations from my side. If you put this defensive playstyle on your defenders, they will perform this slide tackle, which is a stop ball slide tackle, which is basically possession based tackling. So if you have this playstyle on, it will be very beneficial and you will see this animation even more. I would also recommend that you have one player in your team with the dead ball specialist playstyle, since this will elongate the line of the free kick so that you can see the line very easily and score goals very easily when it comes to free kicks. So one dead ball specialist in your team. I would also recommend to have the power shot playstyle on your strikers, since when you're near the goal and you're using the power shot, this playstyle helps you to score top bin goals very regularly. It decreases the animation speed, it increases the shot power and does many more things, and it helps you to score much better goals. So put this one on. You can also do the new Haaland kick that they showed in the trailer. Okay, so the way to do it is put a cross in above head level of your player, hold LT L2 and then just tap the shoot button and your player will jump in the air and do this Haaland move to score inside the goal. Keep in mind it's very contextual and it will happen very rarely. Okay, this one is for the pros. If you use the right stick switching in the game, you can increase the sensitivity of the right stick switching this year. So if you want more sensitivity, you can dial that up in the settings. Look at this new shot cancel. You power up your shot and then perform a skill move and your player will do this. You can even do this with power shots. Just load up your shot and perform a skill move and your player will absolutely cook the person in front of you. Imagine you cross the ball in and the ball is not that high for a header or low for a shot. So you press both of your triggers and your player will just adjust his body and take a header to put the ball in. This is called the header on demand. Keep this control in your head. When the ball is at a very unexpected height, you can press these two triggers to just head the ball always and not use your feet. So keep in mind for headers on demand. Do you remember when Messi didn't even touch the ball and players used to fall in front of him? This is called the orbit dribble and you can do this year. Hold LT L2 and your players will move around the ball and do the orbit dribble to dodge players with your body movements. When you run towards the sideline on the pitch, you can even lose control and get injured. This year when your player runs towards the ad boards, your player completely falls over and loses control. Even though it's quite hilarious to see, you can get injured and lose your contract in player career. Which takes me, because in player career, if you play really bad or get injured, your contract will be terminated and you'll become a free agent. If you think about it, that's actually getting fired inside a game. What have we become? Oh, this guy got absolutely fucking cooked, man. This is called the controlled first touch. When the ball is coming towards you, hold the R1 button and just remove your left stick behind and your player will take a first touch that will absolutely end careers and break ankles. I guarantee you that. When you get excited and run with your left back up front, your defensive line will adjust and make a 3-back. When you get excited and run with both of your wing backs, your defensive line will adjust while bringing a defensive mid back. When you run with your defensive mid back and both wingers up front, well then you're fucked. FC24 has some really horrible features as well. Click on the video right here to check out all the negatives about the game. Also check out the Haaland t-shirt.